What's happening, guys? This is Badnakwas for iGyaan.in, and today we're going to be unboxing and taking a look at the new Nokia E6. This is a full QWERTY business phone from Nokia, and it has a capacitive touchscreen on the top over here. It's just been recently the new Nokia E6. On the top here you have the earpiece along with a front-facing camera. This camera is a VGA camera. You have a bunch of sensors, the proximity and ambient light sensors. Below that you have a really nice Nokia logo, which is in chrome this time, along with the E6 on the corner here, which is also in chrome. And you have a 2.4 inch, it's actually a 2.46 inch 640 by 400 pixel capacitive touchscreen display. Really nice. You have the send and end call button, 4 quick start buttons, the home button, the calendar button, contacts button and mail button, along with a 4-way directional keypad, which is really nice. And you have a full QWERTY keyboard, which has got really nice and matte finish keys, and they're raised. Each individual key is raised and separate, so this is a really nice keyboard on this device. On the bottom here you have the microphone hole next to the bezel. All around the body you can see a really nice chrome bezel, and the top here is shaped like an N8, the Nokia N8 design that we saw earlier. So this is almost identical to that in terms of designing. And you also get a 3.5mm headphone jack on the top, along with a micro SD card port. So you have a micro SD card port which is behind this door over here, and you have the power lock and unlock button. On the right hand side you have a dedicated lock or convenience button, and you have the volume rockers, and you have a voice dial center button, which is used for other functions as well. On the bottom here you have the standard Nokia pin hole for the charger. On the left hand side you have the micro USB port for charging as well as data syncing, which is also behind the swivelly door over here. On the back here you will see the actual design of the Nokia E6. This is a full metal construction, so you have a full metal door as well, which is covering the battery compartment. Above that is a dual LED flash and the speakerphone over here, and you have an 8 megapixel camera. This is not a Carl Zeiss lens, as it doesn't mention it anywhere. So we'll just have to assume that this is not a Carl Zeiss lens, although we would have really liked a Carl Zeiss lens. Okay, so this is your battery compartment. Your SIM card goes in here in this slot, and your battery goes in like so. The battery is a 3.7 volt BP4L battery. Nokia has been using these batteries in their previous E series phones. So this is a 1500 milliampere hour battery, the BP4L. So let's quickly go ahead and power on the device and take a look at the user interface. So as soon as you turn on the screen, this is the standby screen that you get. You have a clock, your date and time information, your network information, and battery information, along with a nice unlock button over here which you can tap. Or if you're in the lock screen and prefer using a hardware button, on the right hand side over here is a dedicated lock unlock slider, so you can use that to unlock your device. So the Nokia E6 comes with the latest Symbian operating system, also dubbed Symbian ANA, and this has a 680 megahertz processor, which is an ARM 11 processor. The device also has 256 MB of RAM, 1024 MB of ROM, and you can expand the memory of the device using an SD card up to 32 GB. So this is a quick look at the main home screen of the device. You can obviously customize the main home screen by going into options and editing the home screen. You can change the wallpaper. You can add another home screen which will add a bunch of things here, and you can customize the widgets according to your requirement. Get different wallpapers for different home screens, as you can see over here. So really nice interface from Nokia on the Symbian ANA. Let's quickly go ahead into the full menu. This is the full menu of the Nokia E6. You get a bunch of applications over here. You have calendar, contacts, music, mail. You have a web browser, messaging, photos, the OV store. You also have settings, which is standard phone settings. You have the Nokia maps. You also have an office suite which has a bunch of important applications such as Adobe Reader, and you also have Quick Office, and you also have the communicator software on this as well. So for those of you who are used to using a communicator Nokia device, this will definitely be beneficial to you guys. You also have a standard file manager, a dictionary, and the intranet application, and you also have a dedicated notes application. Again, when it comes back to selecting the applications, you can use the D-pad, which you would usually do. But in this scenario, you can also go ahead and tap the screen to open the application that you like. You can also change this view into a list view, which will change it to this type of view. You can also see that this has kinetic scrolling throughout the interface, so you can use kinetic scrolling on this as well as on the internet browser as well. So that's something which is really nice. You can change the view to grid back, and so this is a full view. You can also jump into the standard applications which are here. So you get your clock, you have your call log, videos and television. It does have a 3G TV player, so you can see television on this as well. There's the camera application, a photo editor. Here and Now is a location-based points of interest application. Then you have your top apps finder, you have a video editor, and you have a voice dialer over here. So we've quickly opened up our website on the browser. As you can see, it opens up the mobile website without any issues. So it'll open the website in mobile mode right now, and we get the website. The fully loaded mobile version of the website comes up, and you can scroll through it using your finger, as you can see, but it's not as smooth as we'd like it to be for this device, since it does have kinetic scrolling, but it's really laggy when it comes to scrolling through the screen. You can also use the D-pad to scroll up and down, but again, as you can see, it's really not very smooth. Let's quickly see if we can switch to the full website and see how that loads up on the Nokia E6. As you can see, it does load the full website as well, but it does not allow you to zoom out using the pinch method. I'm trying really hard, but browsing is not that smooth, as you guys can see. So I think it's kind of crashed over here, guys. Okay, it started to move again, but you can scroll and pan through the website without any issues, but it's not as smooth as we'd like it to be for a capacitive touchscreen device. And there is pinch to zoom in as well, and you can zoom out, but it doesn't go all the way, and it doesn't show you the full website in one screen, so you have to constantly scroll left or right. You can't see the full view of the website in one go. You'll have to constantly scroll left or right. You can pinch to zoom in, which is fairly smooth. Again, not as smooth as we'd like it to be, but pretty decent for this device. Overall, you can see that it's loaded the full website without any issues, and it'll play videos as well. Flash content doesn't seem to be loading on this by default. I guess there is some setting that we can probably tweak to get some flash content on this. I'll have to check on that and get back to you guys on that. But more or less, the website has been fully loaded, and I can scroll through it. I can pan around as well using my finger. There is pinch to zoom, like I said before. So overall, a fairly decent browser from the Nokia E6. Not as fast or smooth as we'd like it to be, but it definitely does the job of being a good browser. I'm going to quickly jump into notes and compose a quick message over here to see the speed of the keyboard. So we really love this keyboard. It's got this really nice matte texture to it. It's got some sort of a rough feeling to it. You really like tapping on these keys. The keyboard is really nice, very responsive, very tactile. You get this click sound that sounds really nice once you go clicking on the keyboard. So definitely a great keyboard from Nokia on the E6. Touchscreen is also there, so there's an added benefit of the touchscreen. You can quickly jump to your edit positions and edit instead of scrolling through it. Using the D-pad, you can quickly jump from one point to another. Definitely an add-on advantage, but you'll be using the keyboard more, and touchscreen is just going to be used for navigation as far as we are concerned. You do have a standard dialing system over here. You can quickly go ahead and start dialing numbers from the main screen, and you'll be able to dial numbers. The screen has a nice resolution of 640 by 400 pixels. You get these really nice on-screen controls to manage your video. You can increase the volume or decrease the volume from the left hand side over here. You can scroll through your video from the bottom over here, and you can forward or play and pause the video on the screen as well. So we're going to quickly go ahead and play the video, and I'll show you that this has a really loud speaker, and the resolution on the screen, which is a 640 by 400 pixel screen, is really nice. So I'm just going to go and play this video. So as you can see, really nice and loud speakerphone, and really nice video player as well. You get the standard photos application. You can swipe through them. You can pinch to zoom into photos as well. Not as smooth as you'd like it to be, but you can pinch to zoom in if you'd really like to do that. I prefer using the slider on the side over here, which is faster, but pinching and zooming in also does work. Let's quickly pull out the camera application and see what the camera looks like on this device. So we have an 8 megapixel camera. Again, due to our lighting, it's probably not going to look as nice as it's supposed to. Let's quickly take a picture of my phone over there. Really fast camera. Let's see if we can edit the picture over here. Open it in the editor, and you get a bunch of options that you can play around with the video. You can rotate, resize, crop, add some clip art, do some fun things with the image. So really nice editor. You can share it directly from here to social networks like Facebook and Twitter and other networks like Picasa, and you can delete the image. I'm just going to quickly go ahead and do that. You can also turn on flash for video recording. You can go into the other settings also. You have a bunch of scene modes. You have white balance, color tone, exposure settings, and other camera settings. So you can set those as well. You have video quality settings, location, geotagging, stabilization, audio recording settings, a bunch of settings for the video camera, and similarly a bunch of settings for the picture camera. You can come into settings here and you get a lot more settings. You get face detection, you get a timer, you get ISO settings, and then you get a bunch of settings here for the pixel quantity of the image, and location information, capture tone. All those things can be set according to your requirement. You can also jump into Nokia OV Maps. You get a bunch of settings in the maps as well. You can view the map, you can check into a hotel, and share your information on the social feeds. So for example, it's found us in Defense Colony over here, and we're going to set destination. So we've looked for Connaught Place, and let's see if we can open it. So you can navigate to Connaught Place from here, and it'll find your navigation instructions and give you directions. So you do get this nice maps application, and you can pinch to zoom in the maps as well. You also have a really nice mailing application which does send push email directly to your device. So Nokia E-series devices have been known for mailing. So overall, a very nice device from Nokia. It's fairly heavy at 133 grams, but that's because of the metal construction. It looks and feels really nice in the hand. It's got no sort of shaking or twisting happening on the device. Really nice construction, really nice and tactile buttons. You have a nice 8 megapixel autofocus camera which does HD recording at 720p, dual LED flash a metal door battery cover, which is really solid, and it has the Nokia logo engraved in it or embossed in it. Nice capacitive touchscreen on the front, along with a very nice matte keyboard, which is a little rough to use, so definitely feels great. It's one of the better keyboards that we've used on a mobile device. I'm going to quickly compare it to the BlackBerry Bold 2 here, and in terms of size, the Nokia E6 is longer, but it's definitely thinner than the BlackBerry Bold. And it's a little bit heavier than the BlackBerry Bold as well, but overall you can see that the design elements remain almost the same. This one does have a touchscreen and the Bold does not have a touchscreen, but definitely the Bold has an optical trackpad, whereas this has just a standard D-pad. Again, on the back you have a 3.2 megapixel camera, whereas you have an 8 megapixel camera on the E6. It's a really nice device from Nokia. You also have a small hole here for attaching a lanyard or a charm if you would like to do that. So there you go, guys. This was the new Nokia E6, the Touch and Type series Nokia E6 from Nokia with the new Symbian Anna. For more unboxing videos, reviews and tutorials, log on to iGyaan.in or subscribe to our YouTube channel.